My name is Ruben.
Hello, my name is Sophia Lee.
My name's Moises Her.
My name is Paris.
Hello, I'm Julius.
So I live off campus. I don't have a car, but I live with three roommates who do have a car.
I live off campus, so I commute via car pretty much every day. A big part for me, I think, is that my car is part EV or electric vehicle, so I think that really alters how I experience parking here on campus.
I live on campus without a car.
So I live on campus currently. I have both a car and a motorcycle.
I live on campus and I got a car.
Usually I'll take the bus, but every once in a while, depending on classes, we will carpool together.
My main mode of transportation is, well, I have a couple, but I would say like walking, skating, busing, and then I have a friend who picks me up and drops me off if we're going to the same place.
Thankfully, because of my electric car, it's not too bad. Recently, at the beginning of this school year and over winter break, they've been adding more electric vehicle spots. So I would say last year I had more difficulty finding spots, even for my electric vehicle. But this year, with the addition of more spaces, I feel like I haven't had too much trouble.
I have a permit, a student resident permit for my car because of some other situation, but I had to buy my motorcycle permit. For motorcycles, the half of the reason that I really got one was because there's a lot of parking on campus, so there's always free space, sometimes not at 6, but usually there's free space everywhere and there's more freedom to park wherever I want. And for my car, I typically don't take it on campus at all if I want to go somewhere because I don't want to get fined. And the parking fee, there used to be a 30-minute free grace period, but not anymore.
It is easy to find a spot. I feel like they really tightened who gets a permit. So now there's a lot of open spots in the student resident parking.
Sometimes it does because I know that there's some days it's too late for me to come parking, or I'll purposely come super early just to know that I can have a spot and I won't have the fear of being late or missing a class or an exam. And as I said, I have an EV car, so I have a lot more accessibility to parking than maybe a lot of other students, especially maybe lower income students do, because obviously I feel like EV cars tend to be a more modern thing and tend to be more expensive. So my heart goes out to the other students too. And I know professors and staff are also struggling with parking as well. It just shouldn't be an issue that we're already paying a bunch of money to be here, and that there should be a secure way to be here within our means to support ourselves to be able to attend school.
Well, for class and stuff like that, since I live on campus, it's not been too much of a concern. I skate and I bus and I walk and I sometimes have to run, but I've never had to commute to my class or anything like that, so not an issue. But I do know that once I am off campus, it is going to be an issue just because those buses are I'm kind of a not on time person.
I definitely don't want to go to class if I have nowhere to park. If I were to take my car, if I knew a spot that wouldn't be taken or was less likely to be taken, maybe I would go there. But circling the parking lots in Catalyst or Pangea even is just not fun at all, so I just try and avoid that.
So one morning I had a 9 a.m. midterm or a 9:30 a.m. midterm, and so I woke up mad early, and I pulled up to the bus stop an hour before my midterm. But since this was in midterm season, everybody pulled up early, and so since my bus stop is the last one before campus, all the buses were full for 50 minutes. It was bus after bus after bus just driving by. because I guess they filled up in the stops beforehand. But then out of nowhere, my roommate sees me. He's on his way to campus in his car, and so he pulls over, and then he takes me to campus, which was a blessing. But even then, like, he parked on campus, but he ended up getting a ticket later that day, which was, I guess, fortunate for me, but really unfortunate for him.
This also pertains to another issue, but last year during spring quarterfinals, there's also additional like commencement ceremonies happening at the same time as finals on campus. Why is this happening? I don't really understand. But we don't have the parking to accommodate such a large event. So parents are looking for parking, professors are looking for parking, students are looking for parking, and then the campus is also blocked off in ways that make it more inaccessible due to this large event. I ended up being 45 minutes late to my final when I had initially left the house to come study early. So I had if things went on a normal day, I would have been an hour early to my final, but instead I was 45 minutes late. Because that there was a lack of parking, lack of awareness about this event and whatnot. We just lack the capacity for our own students on a daily basis, let alone big a scale event like a commencement. So even the professors were coming late to their finals when I attended other finals throughout the week. So clearly we have an issue that needs to be solved. Yeah, and there's been times like I'll spend 45 minutes hopping from like all 5 parking lots just looking for a spot. And I just parked in like a spot and took the ticket for the day because I had a midterm, and like what else am I supposed to do? I'm a student here. I have to pass my classes. So
And for me, I think my like story for parking that I like really remember is like during the summer I did have a car here, and I was just like, I didn't have a parking pass obviously, so I was just trying to figure out how to keep my car in like a close vicinity but like not too far away, because like I was in Warren but there's no parking over there, so I would have to park at Gliderport and then switch over to Greenwich, which is like a road that like is an offshoot from the one that takes you down to Torrey Pines. But yeah, like I would park in that little cul-de-sac area or in Gliderport, like the little dirt parking lot area, and it was good. It was hard to manage because I had to wake up really early because of all of like the San Diego parking rules and stuff like that, not like the UCSD ones. And I did get ticketed a couple times, but the tickets were cheaper than first the parking pass and cheaper than the tickets that I would get on UCSD campus. So I just ate them. Like it was okay.
Yeah. So before I went that route to get a permit with my medical appointments, I tried to get a permit at the beginning of the year. I tried to get it through the parking office saying like, oh, I need it for work. I was trying to loophole, like game the system a little bit, because like I heard this worked for someone else in the previous year. Like I did Uber for about a month, and then I was like applied, and I'm like, oh, I do Uber, like I need my job I need my car for my job, so can I get a permit on campus? They just denied that shit, and I appealed, and they denied that shit. So I did Uber for no reason for a whole month, and I wish I could take that back.
I know getting a parking permit for undergrads can be a little bit challenging, and the parking per day for I'm pretty sure isn't it like for one day it's like $7 for a parking permit in one of like the parking structures. So I guess maybe just making it slightly more accessible, and maybe yeah, I guess that'd be about it, but it sounds kind of difficult, like, when you think about it, because it's like, there's people who are willing to pay for these parking permits, so it's like, I don't know.
I understand that we have a limited capacity for space on the campus. We obviously are within a pretty urban space and a hilly space, so making more room for more facilities and more parking is a struggle. We also have a housing crisis, so I know a lot of the square footage that we have here on campus has been allocated to housing instead of parking. But I think being more aware of the percentage and the actual numbers behind parking. So let's just say staff takes up of 30% of our student body while commuters take up 50%, then let's have our parking reflect that 50% to 30%. Whereas I feel like there's a lot of B and A spaces that are always empty and not being used that could be used for students, and that using those spaces shouldn't come at a higher cost or at a punishment to people.
I guess honestly, like that is a hard question just cuz I would like my answer to just be like, "Oh, get more buses, get more like public transportation, get more like stuff like that." But honestly, like the UCSD parking is its own issue. Like I can't just say increase, what's the word, like other modes of transport than the car, because like I mean we live in America. It is what it is. I think that you can make the tickets cheaper, but then that could just make more people want to like park illegally, which is also another issue. You could increase the number of parking spaces, but I don't know where. It's just like it's a hard question. It's a hard problem. I don't really have a dog in this fight because I don't really have a car. But it is just like a situation that I don't really know. I'm sorry.
I do want to bring back the 30-minute like grace rule for, I think it was visitor parking, but I think the amount that we have to pay each day is a little much because it really stacks up.
Well, I don't know. I feel like it's a tough question because, like, I feel like the easiest solution is just like add more parking, but I don't know if that would necessarily help the problem that much. In terms of getting more people a permit, that would just make it busier for the parking. So really, like, it's a tough situation. I wouldn't know what to do.